So now I've got the spline part here clamped between two bits of wood really tight, so the wood squidges into the splines to grip it, and then with my magic spanner, which actually is a tight fit, you have to actually hammer it on gently, it's an interference fit, we can get that nut off the last few turns. Finally get that off. Now this all looks a bit loose. Let's just see what. Oh, okay. So you see that's tapered that way, and then these are screwed together, clamped together until the, if you like, play is all just taken up. Let's see if we can keep this together. Locking washer in the manual that you're to drift this off, tap it with a brass drift. I have a brass, this is brass conveniently, or copper, so I'm just going to tap it like that all the way around until something happens. So I'm going to have to put that back in the vise, I think, and do it that way so it then drops down. Right, this is just starting to move down. I've had to kind of whack it fairly hard around the edge to get it to move, but it's moving. See what I mean? Oh, nice. It just came off. I'm assuming this one's slightly thicker than this one in diameter. Might be wrong, but I'm going to keep them the same order. Right, so there we are. These cable ties that you can be released, you push the tab down and they come off, and they're just great for this kind of thing. So that's just holding everything together in the order that it was, and so I don't lose any of it. Right, well, using the very finest Chinese press tool that I could find as cheap as possible on eBay, this thing needs to push that onto these like bearing seats, and it's a tight fit, so you need to make some kind of tool that will press on the inner ring of the bearing here, not the outer one, otherwise you'll destroy it. So this, as it happens, this tube I've used for the frame is exactly the right diameter to do that. So I've got a nice piece here, it's just the right length, and I've done some extremely nasty welding to the top to weld basically a thick plate across the top for this to push down on, and then it's still hot. So basically the tube will go from there to there, rest on here, and then with the press tool I'll just push it down. Hopefully nothing will get damaged with lots of grease everywhere. What I'm going to do is put this, I've done it before and it's worked with another project of mine. It was actually to get I was rebuilding some brake calipers, and what you can do is put the pistons in the deep freeze to shrink them, and I actually put the calipers in the oven and took them up to 80 degrees C. So I mean, I'm not going to cook these in there. I might warm it up a little bit, but I'm going to put this overnight in the deep freeze, and it may be that this just goes on with a little less force than it would otherwise. Right, when I mount this upright in here, I don't want to scratch it or damage it, so I've got the piece of this plywood. It's actually used for boats. It's really tough. It's laminated using epoxy, so it doesn't corrode in water. But it's really tough stuff. So I drew a ring of holes, and then I just used a file, wherever that's gone. Here we are, to smooth that off in a vise. And I'm trying to get it so it's a sort of tight fit. And you can see there it is. It is. So then that will go in there, and hopefully, I mean, it depends how many tons of pressure we need to push this on, in which case that might just crush and fracture, but I'm hoping it won't be that bad. I'll just wrap that projecting piece in tape so it doesn't touch the sides of these pieces tomorrow. So that's going in the deep freeze now. Right, here's the cunning plan. Input shaft is in the deep freeze. These are going in the oven, but not stupid hot, maybe 65 degrees, 70 degrees. Just warm them up a bit. I've got my grease ready, got my press ready. So because you don't want, when they both come out, you don't want these to cool down and the other part to warm up too fast. So yeah, see how we get on. Just come out of the fridge, the deep freeze rather. The bag. Some grease on it. Get the warm some gloves. Get the warm gear races. Right, in the oven. So let's get this right now. Goes on there. Okay, we've got the roll ready. Check, double check. Right. Oh yeah, it's going. Look at that. I'm not using a huge amount of pressure. We've got that on film. You can hear a kind of grinding noise as it goes down. Oh God, there goes. Get a bit tighter. I'll just get rid of some of that grease. There's a bit too much there now. Okay, keep going before it gets Alright, that's down tight. Now we've got another one to go yet, so let's release this. still feels reasonably warm as well, which is also good. Goes on that way. Right, put it all back together. Gosh, it's coming together surprisingly well. Well, the main risk with this setup is you hit yourself on the head with this lever as you do this. Right, so it's starting to get the pressure now. Oh, there it goes. Pretty easy. So I'm just going to make sure this spins freely. I don't want to take it to the point that it's tight. About there. Look, maybe a little bit more. Well, that's about right. It runs freely, but there's no well, there's about a half a millimetre of play, maybe a little bit more. Oh. Right, there's, oh, hang on. What's going on here? There is still quite a bit of play there. Bit more. About 2 mil up and down at the minute. About a mil. Practically none, but it moves freely. Take this apart again. So just to keep everything together, the other components here are a thrust washer. Just move the camera up a bit. Thrust washer. Where's the line on that? Goes on there. And then there's your two nuts. Which go on a lot smoother than the shaft that came off, to be honest. Which is, you know, do you remember they were tight all the way off the thread the whole way before? So this has to be done up once it's all in the Banjo case. This has to be done up to a tightness such that the resistance to turning of this is about 15 inch pounds. I think I'm going to have to look it up. That's not foot pounds, that's inch pounds. So for now I'll just do it up loosely. I've got a new one of these on order. That's the locking tab washer. So some of the tabs go down, some go up. This one, some of them are snapped off. I don't really want to reuse that, but I'm just putting it there kind of as a reminder. I need to get a new one of those. I have a new one on order, but it's August. I think everybody's on holiday, to be honest. And then I'll just put this one loosely on the top. That one's a bit tighter. Okay, fair enough. Push it away. Don't want to cross the threads. Right, anyway, you get the idea. So I'm just waiting for this washer, and then we'll set the correct tightness later on.